Hi everybody, welcome to today's episode of Save the Kales. This is going to be an all raw foods show. We're making a raw spicy peanut noodle dish, then we're going to Brad's Raw Foods Company to learn how to make some kale chips, green smoothies, and talk about building a raw foods business. But first I'm going to make some raw energy bars to take with us on our trip to the factory. So our first recipe today is going to be a really great bar to take with you if you're traveling or hiking or just to eat as a snack anytime. These are pumpkin pie raw energy bars, and they're kind of a variation on some popular brands of bars that you can find at the grocery store or at a gas station, except you can make them yourself. They're so easy, and you can also play around with the flavors and ingredients. So although these have no pumpkin in them, they have dried apricots and pumpkin pie spice, which is going to kind of give a very pumpkin pie flavor to these bars. So to get started, we're going to take some raw dried dates and just put them in a food processor. This is 1 1/4 cup, and then the same amount of apricots. So 1 1/4 cup of dried apricots. And these dry foods, remember, are raw foods, so this is a raw foods dish. All right, so pulse these in a food processor, and they're gonna make the food processor kind of freak out and shake a little bit, so hold it down. All righty, that looks pretty good. So the goal is to have it become this kind of gummy, big paste of itself. And we're going to put that into a mixing bowl. So just grab a spatula to get that out. It's very, very sticky. Okay, then put the food processor back together. And now we're going to add, you can use all almonds for this if you don't have cashews, but I like the mixture. So it's 1 cup of raw almonds and a 1/2 cup of raw cashews. If you want, you could use cherries instead of apricots, and then it would be like an almond cherry bar, which would be really good. And this is 1 tablespoon of pumpkin pie spice. And you can find pumpkin pie spice at the grocery store. It's just all of the delicious spices from pumpkin pie already mixed together for you. So now we're going to blend this up until we break down the almonds and cashews, but be careful not to blend them too much or you can start making almond and cashew butter. So we don't want that. We just want them to be kind of small and crumbly. All right, perfect. Okay, so now add that to the bowl with the dried fruit. So once everything is mixed together, it's going to be this big blob of dough. And we're going to set that aside for just a moment and get out an 8x8 baking sheet and some parchment paper. Just push the parchment paper down. Okay. It'll kind of pop up until you put this in there. This is like a weight practically. And then just start pushing the dough into the sides of the pan with your hands. All right, once it's all squished into the pan pretty much evenly across, go ahead and put this in the freezer for at least 30 minutes, but you can also do it overnight if you'd like. Okay, we have some that have been in the freezer overnight, so just go ahead and lift that parchment paper out. And you can put your pan aside. And now you just have, as you can see, one big sheet of an energy bar. So you can cut these into whatever size pieces you want. I think you can probably get about 9 good size squares out of this. And once you cut the squares, go ahead and wrap them individually in some plastic wrap, and then you can keep them in the fridge till you're ready to eat them. And they store really well if you're gonna leave them in your purse, if you wanna have them for a snack while you're at work or at school. Okay, looks good. good. All right. So now that our pumpkin pie energy bars are ready to go, we are gonna get in the car and head to the chip factory. So we'll see you there.